Forced from their homes under extreme circumstances, war, military conflict, many terrorized into forced labor. We're talking about refugees. The U.S. welcomed nearly 70,000 refugees this year, the most we've seen since 1980. 24-Hour News 8's Amanda Jarrett has been digging into the numbers to show us how Michigan stacks up and a project in the works that could help refugees right here in West Michigan. Amanda?
Good morning, Emily. Well, there's a project in the works called Hope Farms. It's the first of its kind in West Michigan, where refugees will be trained in farming and business, selling their produce to farmers markets and refugee-run stores and restaurants. It's a big project considering how many refugees come here to start a new life. We contacted the UN Refugee Agency in Washington, D.C. to get those numbers. In 2012, Michigan welcomed 3,594 refugees, ranking third in the country for resettlement, behind only Texas and California. About 600 refugees come to the Grand Rapids area every year. Refugees from Burma, also called Myanmar, and Bhutan will work this new farm in West Michigan. The hope is after 3 years, they'll be able to go on and start their own farms. Hope Farm should be operational by the springtime, but they're still raising money for the project. And that's where Brett comes in. Brett?
Yeah, thank you, Amanda. This morning on Daybreak, we're taking this story a little bit further here. The coordinator for Hope Farms, Erin Rousseau, is joining us live now in studio to explain how this refugee program is going to benefit West Michigan and how other people can get involved here. So thank you, Erin, for coming in to talk about this.
Thank you.
Hope Farms, this is the first of its kind in our area. So why did you guys decide on this particular model?
It's a model that's been done in other parts of the country where refugees with a considerable agricultural background are farm spaces are created where they can begin to redevelop those agricultural skills here in the United States and also develop business and marketing skills to get access to markets where they can then sell their produce. So it's been done in other places, just not here yet.
Yes.
But that's kind of the idea.
So how does this benefit West Michigan? I mean, it obviously will benefit some of the refugees. How does it benefit West Michigan as a whole?
Sure. Well, I mean, obviously we hear a lot about the local food and local farming movement. We have the new downtown market. In my conversations with people in the Grand Rapids area, there really is a need for new farmers, for new local farmers. And refugees represent really the most experienced group of agricultural experts in the area. They come with a vast amount of agricultural experience and background, and so they can immediately contribute to increasing production of locally grown produce.
You know, West Michigan has a long history of accepting refugees and helping refugees when they do arrive here. As far as these refugees are concerned, though, they could be from about anywhere, and a lot of them are already living here, and some may be arriving later on, too. Can you explain that a little bit?
Yeah, well, we resettle about 600 refugees locally in Grand Rapids every year. So those folks come in all throughout the year. The arrivals are somewhat sporadic, but pretty consistent. So we anticipate that we'll be serving refugees that have been here anywhere from a few weeks to within the first 5 years of their arrival.
And when they do arrive here, is this something that they have said that they would like to be able to get involved in? They say that we have some experience farming, how do we do this? And this is the reason why you guys are trying to help out this way?
Yeah, actually it's really interesting. Anywhere you see refugees resettled, really anywhere in the United States, they seem to find a place to start growing food. For them, it really represents home. It represents an opportunity to stay connected to something that they're very familiar with. So we often see community gardens and other agricultural endeavors just spring up wherever they are. So this just was a natural kind of progression idea to take something like a community garden where they're growing food just for their families and then taking that agricultural background and expanding it for production and sales.
And make it possible for them to be able to survive on it. So start with what you know and then expand out.
Exactly, and that's not typical. Usually with refugees, we really force them into, fitting into what we're doing here in the job market, but this is an opportunity to put them back where they feel comfortable.
Okay, and there is a way that people can help out here, even
Yes.
tonight, right? Let's take a look at that real quick. I want to bring this up for you. There's going to be a refugee benefit. It's going to be raising money for Hope Farms. It's from 6:30 to 9. It's at the downtown market. Tickets are $20 in advance, $25 at the door here. And this is just the start, right? Because you can help out in other ways.
Yes, yeah, we'll be, ongoing fundraising going on. We have volunteer opportunities that are coming up, especially come the springtime when we start the farm up. And so there's going to be a lot of opportunities to contribute in a lot of different ways to what we're doing.
Really interesting program, a continuation of how West Michigan has helped out people in need. We always do that in so many different ways, but I really appreciate you coming in to kind of explain this one. We're going to continue to follow this story throughout the year and especially in the spring once you guys do get up and running.
Great.
Thank you so much, Erin Rousseau.